Services Committee is with us on set. Congressman, it's good to have you here this morning as a member of Armed Services.
Good to be on, Hallie.
Given what is going on here, let me get your reaction to this breaking news.
Well, it's very concerning. There are many Democrats who were for a responsible withdrawal from Syria, but you can't have foreign policy based on tweet. What we should have done is gotten Erdogan to commit not to invade the Kurds, and we have extraordinary leverage. They are a NATO ally. We can say you won't be part of NATO if you do this. We sell them weapons. We provide them economic aid. And what is mind-boggling is why the president wouldn't first have a diplomatic deal with Turkey before withdrawing our troops.
Turkey's President Erdogan tweeted this morning, "Our mission is to prevent the creation of a terror corridor across our southern border and to bring peace to the area." The Kurds are concerned about a humanitarian crisis. Do you take Erdogan's word for it?
I do not, and it's always the case of people who start wars that they say their goal is peace. That usually isn't the case. The reality is the war is going to be destabilizing, and as the previous expert said, may lead to a resurgence of ISIS. This could have been done in a way that would have consulted our allies, Britain and France, that would have had an agreement with Turkey, and frankly, that's what we ought to do now.
So what do you expect from your committee, Armed Services? What is Congress's role and responsibility here moving forward? Lindsey Graham has talked about potentially powerful sanctions, resolutions, for example. What are you willing to support?
This is a bipartisan issue. Actually, Liz Cheney on the committee has said that we need to take action against Turkey. And if Turkey continues this action, I think everything is on the table, from suspending arms sales to suspending economic aid to even considering their status in NATO.
Do you expect this, what we're seeing now in the last half hour or so, to catalyze those movements?
I think it's going to begin certainly the debate in Congress, and hopefully there's a clear message to Erdogan. If President Trump isn't sending it, Congress on a bipartisan basis is sending it, that they cannot go and slaughter the Kurds, who were our allies in the war against ISIS.
There's another debate that is happening now on Capitol Hill, one that you are intimately familiar with as a member of the Oversight Committee, and I'll ask you to put on that hat now, which is this impeachment inquiry. You know, the White House overnight sent a letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other House Democrats in what a senior administration official described to us as a full halt, any cooperation, not that there was much, between the White House and Democrats on this impeachment investigation. One of the things that was brought up was that there's no formal vote that has happened to bring this impeachment inquiry forward. Why shouldn't Nancy Pelosi just call the White House bluff here and hold that vote to rob the White House of a talking point?
It won't work. They're going to stonewall anyway. In fact, someone on the White House...
But why not just do it so that they can't make this argument anymore?
Because we're going to have a vote and put members on record once we have all of the evidence. And we're getting as much evidence, and the Judiciary Committee is going to refer then the articles, and the House members will vote. But Speaker Pelosi wants to have members vote once we've made the case. And the reality is this president is just stonewalling. And even Lindsey Graham, if you go back and look at his clips, he has said that you can't have the White House obstruct congressional oversight. Trey Gowdy has said that.
Speaking of Trey Gowdy, he is apparently, based on our sources, I've spoken with several people along with other members of our team who say he's in consultation now with the White House about potentially joining up with the president's impeachment strategy team outside the White House.
Well, hopefully he'll look at his previous quotes. I'm happy to send it to him, because he was the one who's saying any president, any party, you can't subvert congressional oversight. You have to provide documents.
It's clear the White House is not going to comply with the request that you have made. There are now 6 subpoenas from House Democrats to the Trump administration. What are your options here? You talk about holding people in contempt of Congress. What do you realistically think will happen? The Sergeant at Arms isn't going to go arrest people at this point.
No, Hallie, and you raise a good point. I mean, we still haven't gotten the grand jury testimony from the Mueller report. We're still fighting on that. Here's the reality. We can't count on the White House. We can't count on the courts. They want to delay this. We need to move forward. We need to look at what evidence we have, make the best effort, make the case, and have a vote on the articles of impeachment.
Before I let you go, one of the things that I hear a lot from the president and his allies in my job covering the White House is condemnation of Adam Schiff for, as you know, sort of doing that dramatic reading, a little bit embellishing the whistleblower complaint in one of those initial hearings. It's a big talking point for the president and Republicans. Was that a mistake by Chairman Schiff?
It was not, and this is the age-old strategy. You know, when you're losing a game, you attack the refs. And so that's all they're doing. They're attacking Adam Schiff because they can't stand on their own ground. But Adam Schiff is respected from everyone in the caucus. He's careful, and this is not about Adam Schiff. This is about the president's abuse of his office.
When Congress gets back next week, who's the first person you expect to hear from in front of your committee, in front of any of the committees?
Well, if they will come, and we heard from Ambassador Volker, we need to hear from more of the State Department officials and some of the other ambassadors who were involved with the Ukraine issue.
Congressman Khanna, a very busy morning. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Hallie.
Appreciate it. The White House.